Life is full of ups and downs. It's easy when we are doing great. However, how we deal with the lows determines whether we are going to stay down for a long time or recover fast and become better. There is a saying, the hardest steel goes into the hottest furnace. I do believe that we can always overcome adversities. These struggles can come from challenging childhood, financial issues, relations or marital problems, disabilities, and many other forms. I decided that I need to start reaching out to people who have overcome these adversities and learn from them how they use these difficulties as a stepping stone, how these setbacks have changed their life for the better. I record my conversation with them so that you can also learn from this amazing individual. Take note and take massive actions to make our life better. This is Rebound Stronger Podcast with Fauzi. Hi, Rebound Stronger listeners. Today I'm so excited. This morning I have guests here in the Rebound Stronger Podcast. Welcome, Sharen Choo. Sharon and I met in one of Eugene Seah workshop, and we got connected, and we shared a little bit about what I do and what she do, and I found out that she has an interesting story, which will be beneficial for us also to learn from her experience. So Sharon, without further ado, maybe you can tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Me. People usually describe me as someone who's very passionate. I like to dance. I love music. So I have a lot of hobbies. So by day, I'm a supply chain analyst. By evening, I usually like to pursue my hobbies, and I'm a proud guardian of a cat. His name is Iggy.
Iggy.
Yeah.
Okay. How old is Iggy now?
11 years.
11 years.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So you mentioned about dance. What type of dance you do?
I do belly dancing.
Belly dancing?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm a certified dance instructor. Yeah, so once in a while I'll go to the community centers and I teach.
Oh, you teach in the community center also. How exciting. Alright, you got a lot of things going on in your life. I'm pretty sure is exciting. Can you share one of the things which excite you this week?
What does that mean? Oh, yesterday I went trekking in the forest of Lentor.
Okay.
Lentor stream, and we bashed through the forest. We found abandoned Malay villages, and there's a waterfall in the forest.
Oh.
And the most interesting thing was, the ironic thing was, we were standing inside the forest, but we could hear the excavation going on. So
Alright.
it was very ironic that here there was richness of life, but just like 200 meters away there was this excavator destroying the forest, destroying the life, and it was a bit sad.
It's sad. Yeah.
Yes.
How did you find out about that?
One of my friends has been visiting Lentor to see the forest before it was gone. So he posted pictures on his Facebook, and then he invited me. I thought, yeah, okay, let's go.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Alright, Sharon, share with us the lowest point in your life. Can you share more about that? What actually happened?
Lowest point of my life was when I was 30.
Yeah.
Okay. My marriage was failing.
How did you know it's failing? What exactly happened there?
I started to have a lot of questions about being in a marriage. It felt like I couldn't do this, I couldn't do that because I was a wife. So married women don't do this, married women don't do that. So there's this kind of things going on around my head. I wanted to go out and explore my life. I wanted to travel. I wanted to maybe study overseas and things like that. So, and I realized that I can't do this because I'm a married woman. so I have a husband to return to. So it started to feel like a cage to me, and so there was a lot of beliefs in my head that was being challenged, and my husband, he was not supportive of my dreams. I think he tried, but he laid a lot of conditions as well, and I felt very restricted, yeah, in my life. There was once, finally he gave me permission to go out, so I went to France to pursue my dreams to study French, and there I experienced a different life. But when I came back to Singapore,
how long you were in France?
3 months.
3 months, yeah.
When I came back to Singapore, I became very depressed. I felt like a bird that went out, had freedom, and flew back to its own cage. It felt that way, and I was very, very, very depressed, and I was questioning a lot of things, a lot of my beliefs, and it just felt like I wasn't living the life that I wanted.
Okay.
So, how is it? It came to a point where I felt like, how could I live? I couldn't live. Like, the only thing that, was going to that extreme point was that I couldn't die. Yeah, so it's like I couldn't live. But I couldn't.
You don't want to die also.
I
I guess
die.
you don't want to feel the pain. I guess.
Yeah, so there was this point where I cannot live this life anymore, but I cannot die.
Yeah, so you're stuck somewhere.
Yeah, so but yeah, I think some people might have gone and maybe commit suicide. I don't know. I do not know what life they will, but it reached that point for me too. I know, like, what is death? What is life? Yeah.
So how long did that situation happened?
How long?
And then what did you do to maybe resolve that situation? Maybe if you can share that.
How did I resolve it?
Yeah.
So after that, I told my ex-husband, at the time, I think we need to see a counselor. So he agreed, and we went to see a counselor. But it was the separate kind, so we saw her separately.
Yeah.
Then she made me understand some things about myself. And I realized how disempowered I was. I'm very fearful of things, and I was relying on my ex-husband as a safety harbor. Yeah, but I guess he liked it too, because so how to say, we were both living in a very safe place.
Yeah.
But the part of me was longing for adventure and something about life, the adventures to experience life, and I couldn't stay in this safe harbor anymore. It was no longer what I wanted. But I was afraid to go out, and so she made me understand what was actually happening in my life, and when I was certain that I really want to go out and experience life, not stay in this little safe harbor, but yet I was afraid to say the truth and voice what I really wanted.
Yeah.
And she worked through with me and rehearsed with me to say the breakout message to him, and it was very hard for me, because I was someone who was actually very shy and timid and afraid to say what I want, and she rehearsed through with me the words I wanted to say, so that I could, when I needed to say to him, I've already gathered some courage.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what exactly, I mean, if you can share what exactly you said to him, what actually you wanted?
can't really remember.
Or maybe roughly. Yeah.
Roughly,
Yeah.
okay, roughly said that I said that we are walking different paths already.
Okay.
I said that the path I wanted is no longer the same path as you're walking. So I cannot stay. Yeah. Something to that point.
What was his reaction? Don't mind sharing.
Angry, helpless. I think he felt that, and he couldn't understand why this was happening. Yeah, and most of the time he was in denial, I feel, because he was just always playing computer games to distract himself. Yeah. So it was also hard for him. I think he stopped going to see my counselor. Yeah. And he was angry at her too.
Alright. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, without judging each
Yeah.
party,
Yeah.
just want to understand what were there any options to explore, maybe some going same path again or something,
Yeah, I
like
did.
maybe finding activities which you both enjoy.
Mm,
I'm not sure.
I did think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I was wondering why. For a long time, I was wondering why they have to fail. It's possible that if I had the skills I have now in communication skills back then, things could have been better. Maybe I would have better able to negotiate with him and express my maybe anger or certain things so that resentment couldn't have built up. So I believe also right in the first place, if when we were married, we had the emotional maturity and self-awareness. The also marriage wouldn't have failed in the first place too, because we would have entered to it in full empowerment rather than both of us. In a way, we were using the marriage to protect ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like he was. I was someone who was very easy to deal with because I was shy and timid, so I was easily manageable, very too easygoing, not really expressing a lot what I want. So I was very the little pet,
Okay.
very easy to take care of. Yeah, and of course I was also entering into marriage with this immaturity where I knew that he could be a safe harbor for me, but that was also not empowering to myself. So I wasn't. In a way, I would say that if I can choose all over again, I would want to enter into marriage with full awareness and not using the marriage as a crutch for myself. Entering into it, I want to enter into with real understanding of love,
Okay.
unconditional love, and full respect of each other, and both of us are fully empowered.
Okay, I think that's very interesting. So what will you suggest to people who wants to get into marriage? So like understanding yourself, how do I understand yourself, or how to be empowered? Maybe you can elaborate more on that, because it seems like you've learned something and you kind of know, okay, this is what you have done when I got into marriage.
Okay, I felt that I didn't explore life enough when I
Yeah.
got married.
Yeah.
So I got married quite young, maybe 25. I mean, for some people 25 they're very mature already, but I felt I wasn't, because I did not go out to experience. I did not travel. I did not. I was just very shy and timid, so I was always in my comfort zone. So if I had a chance to challenge myself and go out to experience that and learn to become a more confident person, that would have been better. So I would advise people to go out there, experience life, learn about life, learn who you are, what are your passions, and pursue your dreams. Really experience life to the fullest, make use of life to understand yourself. Then when that happens, when you enter the marriage, you will feel more confident and ready, and you have the understanding about life, how to deal with people as well as yourself.
Okay. You also said that if you had what the skill you have now, this communication skill you have now, maybe you could handle the things better. Maybe can you elaborate how you would have handled the situations with the skill you have now?
Like if I feel really hurt, I would tell the person that what you said really hurts me. It is really okay to voice your displeasure and confront the person with what he has done. I will also be more, how to say, be more appreciative of each other. I think it's very important to be respectful and appreciative of each other. So I would want to be respected and also want to be appreciated. And it goes the same. Because I myself, I wasn't a saint, so I said things that were critical, I was also hard on him, and he also accepted it. So it wasn't a healthy marriage. Yeah, so when I think back, I realized that how to say, I wasn't doing my part also as a wife, as a good partner. Yeah, and I realized that I needed to respect myself, appreciate myself, also so that I know how to respect and love my partners. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's a really good point. I guess if you know how to love yourself, if you don't know how to love yourself, how could you maybe love or understand other people's?
Yeah. So
right.
I was very unhappy with myself, and I took it out on him too. Yeah.
So let's talk about the point after you made your decisions and maybe up to your turning points. Like what happened and what was your turning point? And maybe when you feel that your life is getting much better than previously.
When did I finally felt my life got better?
And what you did to get there?
I think the first point where I finally could smile about something was several months later. So when I finally really truly laugh and smile. Because I had already left, so I left the house. I rented a room outside, and I stayed on my own for about a year. So I really appreciated the quiet space. Not that I didn't have space, but now it was kind of like a space where I was no longer restricted. I could start to really reflect without worries and just reflect about my life. Yeah, and so one day something funny happened, and I just kind of laughed, and I was like, whoa, I laughed. I never laughed like that before. That kind of feeling, yeah. So that was the first time I realized that my life is starting to get better. And never experienced that kind of laughter for myself.
So you reflect.
It was a few months later.
What else helped you throughout during this period? I'm sure you think about a lot, and I'm not sure what else going through in your life at the time, and then what could help you, what helped you during that time to get better.
Okay, how I got out, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay, how I got out. Okay, the first one, the counselor, she was a big help. To give me the courage, okay, to say the words. And then besides that, I had this very good friend. She's still one of my best friends. She was with me on the day that I packed my luggage and leave the house.
Okay.
She was with me, who accompanied me to the lawyer. So, and I realized that it's like God will never leave you alone during the worst time of your life. I felt that way. He will never leave me alone, leave anyone alone. So there was the counselor, there's this friend who stayed by me, there's another friend who was overseas, and she was always willing to give me a listening ear through online messaging. And then there's another friend, she got to know this, and then so she came and told me that, oh, I have a relative who's renting out a room, do you want that? And she was arranging for me with her relatives so that I get to have a place to stay after I leave my husband. So all these people just come in and they help me. So I feel very blessed to have these people with me. So they make the lowest point of my life so much easier to go through.
And you didn't feel alone. I guess
Yeah.
that really helps, that you're not going through this just on yourself, by yourself.
There was time when I felt alone. Sad to say, I realized that my parents, they couldn't be with me emotionally to go through this experience because they were very distraught. They believed that divorce is a sin, this is a very shameful thing to happen, so there were a lot of worries and fear. And still in these days, divorce is something that's not very accepted by society. So they were very afraid that I had to go through this, and they were also very worried about my ex-husband. They were feeling very guilty because being the one leaving him, I was like the bad guy. So they were struggling themselves emotionally to deal with the whole situation, so they couldn't be with me. So I felt very sad that that the people who are closest to me, they couldn't give me the emotional support and understanding about what I was going through. They couldn't give me that kind of space. So I felt very alone in that sense, but yet at the same time I realized, but I'm not really that alone. So I have my friends with me. Yeah, so that was the struggle I was going through, as well as the blessings I had. Yeah.
Sharon, can you share with us the one thing you learned from your experience going through this?
I learned that we need to be congruent as a person in our life. How we live our life has to be congruent with our core values inside, who we are as a person. So we need to have that freedom to pursue the life we want it according to who we are as a person. Yeah, so follow our hearts and follow the voice in us, and so that when you live your life, you feel like you're living according to conscience.
Okay.
Yeah, as how you feel the life should be for yourself. Your emotions, your mental, spiritual, is all, and the way you live your life is all aligned.
I guess the struggle for people's right. I mean, sometimes they feel, oh, I know I don't like this. Like for myself, maybe I don't like this, but I'm not sure what actually I wanted. Do you know how people can get more clarity about what they wanted or what actually congruent with their self?
How to be congruent with themselves.
How to find out what actually they should be doing.
I think first of all, be aware what are the indoctrinations that has been put into our beliefs.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid to challenge that indoctrination, because I that was the problem for me, that I believe I was the good girl, I did everything right. Why am I so unhappy? So don't be afraid to challenge that, and then go out to explore your life and find out what the truth really is, and explore your feelings. So as you're experiencing life, be aware what makes you feel alive, what doesn't. And then you'll find that there's something that clicks, and suddenly I feel very alive, and that is how life should be like.
Okay. So, currently, what are you currently working on, Sharon?
Currently working on life coaching.
Okay.
I'm a certified life coach, certified with ICF. I want to start coaching people, so that I like to. Okay, people always say that. Okay, Sharon is most attractive in one-to-one situations. So I'm not a rah-rah kind of person, in crowds and in social situations. But in one-to-one situation, I'm very good to talk to. So I like doing one-to-one coaching, to hear people, to listen to your hearts, to help them to understand themselves better, gain clarity in their life, and explore their emotions. So I want to start doing that. I have been a life coach in a life coaching organization before, and that was when I realized that as a coach, my expertise is emotional coaching. I can feel my clients very well. So I stopped coaching to do dance, but now I feel like I want to go back to do it, coaching again. Yeah. So I'm working on developing my website, my profile as a private life coach.
Okay.
So that I can start coaching again.
Okay. Now, where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
I like to see myself becoming an established life coach.
Yeah.
Successfully coaching many clients. And becoming very skilled at it, and developing more modalities of coaching, and really understand people at their deepest level.
Okay. Yeah. So how people can get in touch with you, Sharon?
Okay, they can email me.
Yeah.
choo.sharon SHAREN@gmail.com. Yeah, Facebook me also can. My name is Sharen Choo.
Alright.
SHAREN.
Okay. Thanks, Sharon, for coming to the Rebound Stronger podcast. I really appreciate your being so open and sharing your story, sharing what you learned from that, and what tips you can give to other people. I really appreciate your time as well as your sharing. Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, if you like what we are creating with this podcast, make sure you join our Rebound Stronger Facebook group. This is the group where you can interact with like-minded people who wants to take their life to the next level, people who wants to turn their low points into breakthroughs. And as a bonus, the past podcast guests have also joined the group. So check it out and go to rebounstronger.com/group. Or you can also search the group in the Facebook. Just use the keyword Rebound Strongers. And we have big plans for you and the members. So see you inside.